What an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment. Last night was further proof as to why people don't watch pretend basketball. Last night was further proof as to why people do not respect the WNBA. And they damn sure don't respect the pretenders who participate in these painfully boring games. I'm not just talking about the offensive performance from Angel Reese last night. Keyword, offensive.
Angel Reese just embarrassed herself again with the Chicago Sky's third straight loss. Shots missed, defense vanished, and confidence? MIA. This is the same Angel Reese the media hyped like she was the second coming of Lisa Leslie. Now she's just starring in her own low-light reel. What went wrong? Overhype? Or has the WNBA spotlight exposed something much deeper?
The Chicago Sky, listen, man. Y'all the worst team in the league, bro. Like, let's just stop playing games. This ain't even let's be funny. I'm not even joking. I'm not smiling. I don't have a single joke for you. The Chicago Sky is trash. You guys are trash.
The Chicago Sky kicked off their 2025 WNBA season like they were allergic to winning. Every possession looked like a rehearsal for a disaster drill, and somewhere in the chaos, Angel Reese managed to be both the star and the spectator. It's one thing to struggle, it's another thing to do it loudly while still pretending you're her.
I don't give a fuck you got 17 rebounds, Angel, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck about that, bro. Real shit. Like, you gotta get better, bro. Like, you gotta get better, bro. Like, all them smoked layups, bro, is terrible. Like, that shit is, it don't even look like you looking at the basket, bro. It look like you throwing up shit, hoping it go in. Like it don't even be looking like you know how when you do a layup, you put the ball where the ball, so the ball can.
Remember all that preseason noise, the headlines, the drama, the branding. Angel was the storyline, the walking highlight, the fashion-forward trash talker who swore she'd bring swagger and dominance to the league. Well, 3 games in, the only thing she's dominating is the turnover count. If turnovers were points, the Sky might actually have a winning record by now.
Carmilla Cardoso looks like she cannot play. I'm sorry, bro. She's not good. She's not good. She looked like she don't have the hunger. She don't have the want to. She don't have the drive. She don't have that dog in her. Bro, I watched Aaliyah Boston dog walk her ass up and down the floor, and she wanted no parts of it. I watch her tap out on a nightly basis. She don't want it, bro. She don't want it. Let's be serious. Y'all drafted a bust. Y'all drafted a bust.
We're not talking about silent contributions or subtle off nights. We're talking about full-on main character energy, just not the good kind. Angel Reese has been front and center, actively guiding the Chicago Sky into the depths of defeat like a motivational speaker for dysfunction. This isn't one of those everyone played bad situations. No, this is different. This is a case of someone walking onto the court with supreme confidence, dripping in self-belief, and then proceeding to derail momentum like she mistook the basketball for a beach ball. Missed layups? Check. Unnecessary fouls? Double check. Wild shots that even the rim rejected out of principle? Triple check.
So lads, today I'm in my green Snuggie. I'm in my green Snuggie because it was we got to talk about the meme. The meme. I'm not even going to call them a basketball team right now. I'm going to call them a meme that is Chicago Sky because it's actually getting ridiculous. It's getting absolutely ridiculous, lads.
Her presence on the court isn't uplifting. It's like a thundercloud rolled into the arena the moment she checked in. Body language? Toxic. The effort? Selective. The leadership? If by leadership we mean talking a lot while actively making the team worse, then sure, she's the general of the ship, sinking straight into Lake Michigan. When Angel's on the floor, it's as if everyone else forgets how to play. The ball movement dies. The spacing gets cramped. The offense turns into watch Angel try something wild and hope it doesn't end up on Shaqtin' a fool. The team looks like they're holding their breath every time she touches the ball, like they're hoping for a miracle but bracing for disaster. And it's not just the missed shots, it's the way she misses them. Layups that defy geometry. Attempts at post moves that somehow end with her flat on the ground and the ball in the fourth row. She doesn't just miss, she performs the miss like it's a stage play. And somewhere in the crowd, Chicago Sky fans are watching their playoff hopes evaporate one off-balance shot at a time.
The LA Sparks look suspect a little bit in that first half, but then they come out in that second half ready to roll. Here's the thing. This is a team that is playing without some of their players. They're playing without Ray Burrell. They're playing without Rickea Jackson. And, of course, they're playing without Cameron Brink, who will be back soon-ish. Or not soonish, in July. Rickea Jackson is out with concussion protocol. Ray Burrell is on crutches, I believe still. And
Now let's talk about that third loss, the one against the Los Angeles Sparks. Final score, 91-78. And honestly, it wasn't even that close. That game wasn't a basketball game. It was a team intervention broadcast live. The Sparks didn't just outplay the Sky, they exposed them. And Angel Reese was right in the thick of it. The first quarter started with promise. A few decent possessions, some hustle, maybe even a few fans thinking, hey, we might get one tonight. But then Angel Reese checked in and boom, the vibe immediately turned into, here we go again. Missed a point-blank layup on her first touch, clapped at the ref after getting bodied in the paint, and proceeded to jog back on defense like she had somewhere else to be.
4 shots a game. Bro, what is going on in Chicago, bro? What is going on in Chicago, bro? I know everybody we enjoy it, yeah. When Angel Reese get the missing layups, we clown, yeah, we get our jokes off.
By halftime, the Sky was already unraveling. Bad rotations, worse communication, and Angel playing like she was auditioning for a G League blooper reel. She turned the ball over trying to force a pass through 3 defenders, because why not? She attempted a fadeaway jumper that barely touched the net, the outside of it. And she barked at teammates like she was the only one trying, despite being statistically one of the least efficient players on the court. The Sparks, for their part, were thriving, playing freely, sharing the ball, defending like a unit. They were everything the Sky wasn't, coordinated, focused, and locked in. The contrast couldn't have been clearer. And while the Sparks were out there running a clinic, Angel Reese was treating the game like a solo performance, one where the crowd just kept booing louder. And the thing is, her teammates know. You can see it. The exasperated glances after another wild shot. The barely concealed frustration when she overplays a screen or bites on a pump fake that leaves the basket completely unguarded. There's no cohesion, no trust, just a bunch of professional athletes stuck in a group project with someone who thinks they're the CEO.
3 for us, okay, we are still 0-3, whereas the Los Angeles Sparks, who we just got defeated by, are 2 for 3, okay, so they won 2 games and lost 1. This game concluded, guys, with the Los Angeles Sparks, the winner, having 91 points, whereas us, the Chicago Sky guys, we only had 78 points. I gotta give credit where credit is due. The Chicago Sky overall, we have improved, okay, since being defeated by the Indiana Fever, and then, of course, the other game the other day, us getting defeated by the New York Liberty, okay? It could have got really, really bad for us, even though this is still, in my eyes, this is considered a blowout. Okay, we lost by 13 points.
By the time the fourth quarter rolled in, it was painfully obvious that the Sky had no intention of clawing their way back into the game. The magic was gone, and the spark was nowhere to be found. Angel Reese was out there on the court, but her presence felt more like a distraction than an asset. She spent the entire game flapping her hands at referees as if trying to summon some sort of divine intervention, throwing wild, desperate attempts at rebounds that looked less like effort and more like flailing in frustration. When it came to finishing plays, Reese seemed allergic to success, missing layups and easy bunnies like she had never been taught how to complete them properly. It was almost comical if it weren't so tragic. Her shot selection was baffling, a bizarre roulette wheel of bad decisions that only hurt the team's rhythm and morale. Instead of smart, calculated moves, she kept launching shots that made you wonder if she was trying to invent a new form of basketball chaos theory. And defense? Well, calling what she did, defense was being generous. It looked more like a vague suggestion or a half-hearted attempt to stay in position. Opponents waltzed right past her, and the whole effort seemed to drain energy from the rest of the team.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I root for her, and I want to see her win, even more than I want to see Caitlin Clark win. I'm not even gonna lie, folks. Not because of even racism, but just because of how she's talked about in certain circles. Like, some people talk like she don't even belong. This is why I want her to win. But I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I fuck all the highlights that they show when they in the off season. She gotta come back with a real package, bro. Like, that layup package, folk, like, that she got, them smoked layups, like.
Meanwhile, the Sparks sensed the weakness and didn't hesitate to pull away, making it look effortless. The scoreboard showed a 13-point loss, but anyone watching could tell that number was an insult to the reality on the floor. Spiritually, emotionally, it felt more like a 30-point beatdown. The energy after the final buzzer wasn't just low, it was flat, defeated, the kind of silence that screams disappointment. The locker room must have been a ghost town of shattered confidence. And yet, through it all, the one person still pretending everything was peachy was Angel Reese herself. Acting as if the game had been just another day at the office, the damage done by her lackluster performance wasn't just disappointing. It was actively corrosive. The Sky aren't simply losing games, they're losing their faith in themselves and in each other. This was supposed to be a team on the rise, trying to forge a new identity, but instead, they're stuck spinning in circles around a player whose biggest contribution so far has been empty noise and missed opportunities. The question isn't if they'll come back, but when and if they can rebuild trust and find any spark without Reese's shadow dragging them down.
The third quarter kind of reminded me of the New York Liberty versus Chicago Sky game where we just saw this team just three after three after three after three after three, and you think you solved it, but no, you didn't, because here's somebody else knocking down a three. So that third quarter kind of opened this game wide open for the LA Sparks. If it wasn't for that third quarter, this game would have been very, very close. It would have been within 10 points. But that third quarter just opened stuff up. The Chicago Sky continued to make mistake after mistake in that third quarter alone. Again,
leadership is something you earn through hard work, dedication, and consistent performance. It cannot simply be declared or assumed. Confidence and swagger might turn heads, but they only truly matter when backed up by tangible results on the court. If your biggest highlight after 3 games is an impressively edited pregame walk-in outfit video that goes viral, then you have officially become more of a distraction than a valuable asset to your team. The Chicago Sky are not looking for a social media sensation or a TikTok star. They need a reliable, steady forward who plays smart basketball, finishes strong around the rim, and acts as a unifying force for the team. Unfortunately, Angel Reese is currently none of those things. Instead, she seems to be running her own show, one that looks fantastic on Instagram and TikTok, but falls apart when it comes to facing real competition on the court. While flashy highlights and viral moments might win followers and likes, they don't win games or championships. What the Sky need is a player who can consistently contribute in key moments, make smart decisions under pressure, and lift her teammates through example and leadership. Right now, Angel's style comes off as self-centered and out of sync with the team's needs. It's not just about individual flair or catching attention, it's about playing the game the right way to help the whole squad succeed. Until she shifts her focus from personal branding to basketball fundamentals, the Sky will continue to miss out on the kind of player who makes a real difference in close games and tough situations.
I thought Angel Reese was dedicating this season to winning. I thought she was focused on carrying the Chicago bravado to the promised land of golden toilets and bathrooms with running water. Hey, y'all, it's me, Angel Reese. I'm dedicating this season to victory.
Don't confuse this criticism with hate. It's not personal, it's accountability. When you step into a league stacked with elite, battle-tested professionals, you can't just show up thinking you've already made it. This isn't some playground where flashes of talent can cover up basic mistakes. Angel Reese isn't simply having an off game or a rough patch, she's dragging down a team that's already struggling to find its identity. This isn't about a momentary slip-up, it's about a pattern of letting the entire squad down when cohesion and discipline are desperately needed. The team needs structure, strategy, and consistent effort, not a spotlight-hungry player who can't deliver when it counts. It's like watching a ship with a captain who keeps spinning the wheel wildly while ignoring the compass. Every missed opportunity, every forced play, every lapse in judgment doesn't just hurt Angel's stats, it chips away at the team's morale and overall momentum. When your teammates start second-guessing passes or feeling like they're carrying dead weight, the whole foundation starts to crumble.
And Angel Reese, girl, you got to rebound harder. Yes, I know you had a double-double. You had like 11 rebounds today, but you could have had 29. Like, you could have had 30-something. Sometimes the ball's just coming past you. You're just standing there. Girl, the fashion show was before the game. And the last one is also for Angel Reese. Look, if you're the big star, if it's supposed to be a rival between you and Caitlin Clark and y'all the 2 big dogs in the league, then you need to put the team on your back
Reese's performance is more than just disappointing. It's draining. It sucks the energy out of the room and leaves fans and teammates wondering if this team can even hold it together. Talent alone won't save them. There has to be accountability and a willingness to step up and lead. Until that happens, the team will keep sinking deeper into obscurity, overshadowed by bigger, more disciplined squads who know how to turn talent into wins. This isn't about throwing shade. It's about facing the harsh reality. Angel Reese is not the answer this team needs right now. The season is just starting, but if things keep going the way they have, the Sky might seriously need to rethink their strategy. Or at the very least, find a new starting forward who can actually deliver. Because if this is what star power looks like, then Chicago fans are owed a full refund and maybe even an apology letter handwritten in a series of missed free throws.
The Chicago Bravado are losing by an average of 30 points. They're getting their ass kicked. The good news, though, for Angel Reese, no one saw the ass kicking in Chicago last night because very few people were there. With tickets being sold for as low as $8, Angel Reese still found a way to not sell out her home opener. In any other league, this would be described as huge embarrassing failure. In the WNBA, Angel Reese is still being described as a big star.
Angel Reese came into this season with big promises, saying she would be the game changer who lifts her team to new heights. Instead, what we're seeing is the exact opposite. The energy on the court feels drained rather than charged, and the loss column is steadily creeping upward like a bad trend that refuses to break. What makes this situation even more concerning is that Reese doesn't seem to realize the impact of her performance. It's almost like she's playing in a different game, or simply unaware of the consequences of her actions. When a player touted as a star fails to rise to the occasion and drags the team down, the fallout is felt throughout the entire squad. If this continues, Chicago's patience will run out fast and changes will be inevitable.